Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to one more episode of Forwardpreneurs, where resilience and knowledge meet entrepreneurship. Today, I have the pleasure to have a special guest with us. Please welcome Dr. Ilene. Dr. Ilene, thank you so much for being here and accepting my invite.
Good morning to you and good morning to our viewers and the beautiful people like my host now, a beautiful lady and an entrepreneur as well. Good morning and thank you so much for having me and that I can share the interest and advocacy that we have in a common denominator.
Okay, and I'm very excited today because we have a double treat. Dr. Ilene is an entrepreneur and also an educator that has been in the field of entrepreneurship for many years here in the Kingdom of Bahrain, and she also helps our community in different ways. So Dr. Ilene, I'm going to give you the opportunity to please introduce yourself, the name of your business, and where you have been involved here in Bahrain.
Thank you, Ms. Susie. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Yes, guys and the viewers, I would like to introduce myself. As you mentioned, I'm an educator and academician, but I would like you guys to feel that being in the academy is that just make it light for you to accept me to talk something about entrepreneurship, how I put together educational entrepreneurship. So I have my own business now. Actually, I was grade 4, I felt that I was already an entrepreneur.
Early stage.
Amazing. Yes, I felt that I was already an entrepreneur, and then I go on in my college and I have my economics as my major, which is a very good match of entrepreneurship. And then I took my master's degree, and which is also for entrepreneurship, and pursuing it on my doctoral degree. Again, my project or my dissertation again is linked with entrepreneurship, which is very the thing that an academician and an entrepreneur is really going to have as a path. Because if you are an entrepreneur, you need to find out that the path that you're going through is really on its trajectory, where you wanted to go. So since I'm teaching business, I need to practice what I preach. So when I started teaching, I was only 19. Actually, I was supposed to graduate at the age of 20, but my professor told me to teach. And it was an accident. It was an accidental decision because one of the professor in a 2-year course degree where I was she gave birth, and it was not expected. So my professor told me, Ilene, you substitute the teacher, because I am already into presentation. We are trained in our college to do presentation all the time.
So they saw the potential that Dr. Ilene had from an early age. And what are some of the skills that you believe they saw in you, right? Because to be able to teach, as you mentioned, they saw that you were perhaps speaking well during presentations and everything. But what else do you believe it's a good attribute to get in the field of academia, specifically in the field of entrepreneurship?
First and foremost is what we call initiative. That kind of initiative that you're doing something without being told. You initiate, because my professor, if they go for a meeting and they will leave us in the classroom, the professor would say, who can write on the board? And I volunteer to write on the board. So from that on, I am the favorite of my professor to give me a task to write on the board if they have a meeting, so that the students will be kept on the classroom. So somebody should write on the board, so they are going to copy. So then I was able to get my confidence, because if they ask me something, I presume I'm the teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was not ChatGPT where you could turn around and look for the answer. No, no.
Because before in our time, of course, we write on the board, and the students are getting a copy of what the lectures being presented by the professor. So this is how I initiated my career as an educator. Yes. And after that, I really wanted, they told me to teach, because it's my major, economics, so I teach economics. And then they give me subjects in business. So I teach startup business. So I was telling, why am I teaching this? I don't have business. So I told myself, I need to have my own business while I'm teaching, because it's a shame that I am teaching business, but I don't have a business. I just will read the book and share it with my students. They can read it and I can read it too. But what is the edge I have? So I opened my own business, and first is the real estate business.
So once again, you took the initiative.
Yes.
And I really admire and I appreciate that from you as a person and educator itself, because as a business student, once upon a time, a lot of the professors, they will share the knowledge not from firsthand experience, but from textbooks, right? And as you mentioned, we can all go and read, especially nowadays, we can chat GPT everything. And so it's not the same experience and knowledge share of somebody that has initiated and started their own business compared to somebody that, of course, education is important. But the difference, I can really see it among professors that I had in the past that had started their own business versus other professors that are just reading from the textbook. The experience as a student myself that I experienced was significantly. So I'm pretty sure that all your students really appreciate you taking the initiative to start your own business and gain all that knowledge and be able to mix both, right? The education aspect of it that comes from textbooks and research and all that, and also the personal experience that you went through as an entrepreneur. So all that combined, I'm sure it make you like a powerful instructor.
Yes.
And a lot of students benefit from it.
Because it came from within, from my passion, because I felt guilty because why am I teaching them? But I'm just bluffing them. I said to myself, I'm just reading the book and okay, I studied on it, but it is just reading. I wanted to feel it. I wanted to touch, because I teach marketing. I teach advertising. Because if you are in the professorship, you can teach 5 different courses, 3 to 5 different courses. So your major, you will teach that, and they give you related course subjects for you to teach. So they told me to teach advertising and marketing, and then the business startup, business planning, aside from the economics, which is my major. And then I said, why am I teaching them? Just I read the book, they read the textbook, I read the book, my book, and then I just discuss it with them. For me, I said, what if I have a student here will ask me something beyond the textbook? So I need to have my own business. So I can
Prepare, give the answer.
I can feel really what is within the advertising subject, within the marketing. So I know how to feel the market, how to feel the pricing strategy. All of this, I said, I don't know, but I'm not saying this to all other professors, but if we teach business, we need to have our own business. And you need to practice what you preach. That's it.
I couldn't agree more. I think as an educator, there's the responsibility to make sure that the students are learning, and not just learning, but applying what they learn.
Exactly.
Now, with so many years in education, I'm sure you have encountered with so many students that are interested in entrepreneurship. What is some common skill that you have noticed among your students throughout all the years? As you mentioned, initiative, it's taking the initiative is one of them.
Yeah.
You are a pure example of it. What is another skill that you have noticed, or personality type that you have noticed among students that are interested in entrepreneurship?
The most important thing is the communication skills. Communication skills which they can use it in their marketing. How do they communicate and share the information to their client? How do they communicate to themselves? How they create the products and the design? And how do they do their ideation? Still on communication, because then we can talk different aspects of communication. So in terms of communication, that's the best thing that the person, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you should have that kind of skills beyond the skills that a communicator could have. So you need to know how to communicate to your client. You need to know how to communicate with your suppliers. You need to know how to communicate with your staff. You need to know how to communicate with your fellow entrepreneurs. In that sense, you will gather information as well. If you know how to project through a good communication, then you can also receive and accept a very good communication that will help you to be more impactful entrepreneur.
So communication is the key, everyone. As Dr. Ilene has mentioned, communication will be used throughout your whole entrepreneurship journey from the beginning until probably the exit plan, and if you decide to do so.
Still communicate.
Yes, because as you mentioned, sometimes when people are looking for investors, you have to pitch your idea.
Yeah.
When you're working on your business plan, you still have to communicate with your suppliers and everybody that it's involved into your journey. Dr. Ilene, I would like also for you to share with us a little bit about what you do or your experience with Unido here in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
That's a very good question. Another good question, because how I was able to link with Unido Bahrain, ITPO, because when I started doing my research dissertation, I did it in Bahrain. My research area is in Bahrain. That was the time I was already teaching in the AMA, teaching entrepreneurship, and I was still in my master level. I decided also I said, okay, I need to stop teaching for 2 semesters and 1 summer to finalize my dissertation, because I already finished my comprehensive exam that time. So I went back to Philippines. I said that I'm going to do my research about entrepreneurship. So the title of my research is the role of private universities in enhancing SMEs in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Very interesting.
So I need respondents. Yeah. So I need entrepreneurs, I need educators, I need business people, and whole the ecosystem as respondent. Then I searched from the newspaper. I was able to read in the newspaper that Unido Bahrain has some program, but that was only for Bahrainis at the time. So I went to their office and introduced myself. And good thing that time I was already collaborating with the embassy, the Philippine embassy, that we organized the Philippine Business Council, and we did the Filipino products to the world. I was the head of the publication, so I brought that magazine when I speak with Dr. Hashim, the head of Unido Bahrain. So I mentioned to him my objective, and he asked me, "What are you doing?" So I said, "I'm a professor in the in AMA, and I'm also part of the embassy doing this entrepreneurial to support the community." And he said, "You are a woman of action." He told me.
He noticed right away that you came prepared.
Yeah. And he told me, "You can join the course." He said, "It is EDIP, Enterprise Development and Investment Program. It is for Bahraini for 3 weeks. I think you can join them." And then he told me, "Can I observe, doctor?" I said, "So I'm doing my research. If you allow me to let your entrepreneurs," that time they have, I think, more than 200 entrepreneurs. That time, that was 2006 something.
So at 200,
They have
around like more.
now they have more than 5,000.
Oh my!
So I told them, "Can I just sit and observe. And he told me, no, you can join, but this is only for Bahrain. No, you can join. So he said, join them for free. And then, because I need you eventually, he said.
No, wonderful. So once again, he saw the potential.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you mentioned how you are always taking the initiative. And that's something that I have noticed among fellow entrepreneurs. Like, they might call us crazy or whatever, but whenever we hear a no, or we hear that we not have the qualifications, we always find a way, and we are not afraid to hear no. In your case, you knew this was for Bahraini people, but that did not stop you. You went there and prepared with what you know, what you can bring to the table, what you have, and like you said, in an objective. And that's something important that we need to keep in mind. We need to have, what's our mission, right? What's our mission? What is our object? What is our purpose behind it? And that's what push us to do what we have to do to get things done.
Yes. I mentioned to you that if you know your trajectory, you should know your trajectory but you need to know how to look at left and right, forward and backward, so that you know where you're going through. And if you think it's not, then you know how to do your gear on to drive back slowly, and that you are not just taking the risk without knowledge at all. That's why another thing that I learned is that you, as an entrepreneur, we need to have this risk, but it should be a risk that
with knowledge.
Exactly. Okay. You need to be safe with the risk that you are going forward to. We accept knowledge. We accept risk, but we need to be. It should be gradual, and it should be a risk that is being studied. It's structured.
Yes,
you know that it's coming.
Yeah,
so you know it's coming, so you know what to do.
You're prepared, and that you are aware too. And that's what I like to tell people. You know, like forwardpreneurs, and I'm very clear when it comes to that. It's where resilience, right? Because we all have to be resilient. But as you mentioned, knowledge is important, and innovation. So where resilience, knowledge, and innovation meet entrepreneurship. And that's something that I could not stop sharing with everyone, because as entrepreneurs, I notice also we are very resilient, right? I have noticed that trait. I don't know if it's in everyone, but I noticed that trait, but it has to be combined with knowledge, because we need to know when to stop, as you mentioned, when to go back, when to steer.
Yeah.
If we don't have that knowledge and we don't have that preparation, then resilience can only take you, somewhere. You cannot just keep going and going without a purpose, without a path. Now, I know you're also very involved in paying it back or giving it back to our community. And I know you have taken so many initiatives, because in UNIDO, you play such an important role in helping the Entrepreneurship Center, and also at the universities in the past that you have been involved with. I know you had also made some distinguished attributions and contributions to the populations when it comes to the ecosystem in entrepreneurship. But could you please share with us the initiative, your recent initiative that you have taken?
It really, it's a chain reaction actually, Ms. Susie. Because when I mentioned to you about UNIDO, I'm very thankful really to UNIDO. I really have this gratitude with Dr. Hashim. Hi, Dr. Hashim.
I love it.
If you will hear this podcast with Miss Susie. And because he gave me the platform, but he is a kind of person that he will give you in an independent way. So after that, he allowed me to be on his office. And then when I finished my research, he told me, I want to see your research book. But of course, my research book is 350 pages and more. So I don't think he will read it. So I prepared 3 pages for that. Summarize it and give it to him. But when I put it on his table, of course he did not read that. So I made it 1 page.
1 page.
And then I talked to him. I said, okay, so let me see because it's about the growth program. Because my research is in terms of how can the university help the entrepreneurs in terms of growth program, work ethics, training, entrepreneurship, and linkage to the industry. So those are my variables. So, and then I discussed with him. So can you apply it now? He said. So I made a presentation to the entrepreneurs. So I became a business coach of UNIDO. That is pro bono. Honestly, it was pro bono because I wanted to validate my research, how it will become effective. My research, like I was telling you, I wanted to validate the output of my research and do it in the entrepreneur themselves. So I was doing it within UNIDO office and entrepreneurs. And then one time, he told me that he told his staff can you call Dr. Eileen to present the growth program to the Chinese delegation. So in that Chinese delegation, I was talking about maybe 2 to 3 hours. And after that, another translation for that. Because I'm very grateful, I really have to do the work beyond what they're expecting from me. So if you see EagleMind Consultancy as the business that I open now, it has a tagline, beyond expectation.
EagleMind Consultancy, beyond your expectation.
Yeah, inspiring beyond
expectation.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that people are really appreciating everything that you have done, right, to help the ecosystem here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Dr. Eileen, could you please share with me how UNIDO helped you link to other universities and how you were able to help those universities increase their potential when it comes to helping students with their entrepreneurial journey?
That's a very good question again. And linking still to UNIDO, it gave me really a platform to reach out different universities, because when I was being part of the mentoring team, I noticed that being a professor, which has already an expertise in teaching, mentorship is totally different. So I was able to transform myself from teaching into mentoring and coaching. It's totally different. So I made a research about that also, how can be a professor, a classroom professor, become a mentor and a coach for business, or a life coach. It will be a very interesting career shift for all the academicians, those who doesn't like to teach anymore in the classroom. We can go for business mentoring or life coaching or business coaching. So from that, we went to different universities, because I suggested to Dr. Hashim that maybe Dr. Hashim, we can go for universities and invite professors to become also a coach. Like me, I'm expert in business planning, in finance and accounting. But the IT, I cannot talk much about to integrate IT in the business. Marketing, that much I cannot. So, but there are professors, there are professors who already have masters and PhD in marketing, that they can mentor them more than that I can.
And share their expertise.
So I told Dr. Hashim that maybe we go to different universities and invite these professors to become a mentor as well and a coach. And that will be a good help also for the professors, because we are given in our evaluation, how do you link with the community? So if they become mentors and they link with the community, that's a big impact for the university. So we did it. We do a training of trainers. So we went to Ahliya University, to Kingdom University, to the one Al-Hikmah Gulf University, Royal University, and also UOB. So we went there and they conduct training of trainers to encourage professors to become a mentor, also a business mentor. So, and then the Royal University told us that they're interested about this, and they asked also what project we can do in the university. Then I gave the idea to open a pre-incubation center for a university, so that the professors can mentor in their own university. But they don't
Amazing initiative. Yeah, amazing initiative. I can tell that you are indeed a woman of action.
Yeah. And then the president told me, how can we do that, Dr. Eileen? Maybe you can work with us. He told me, you can work with us so that you can start and initiate this project. I can work with you, doctor, I said to the president, in a part-time basis. I said, it's okay, he said. But when I was working with him as part-time, the HR noticed that you're working more than full-time, Dr. Eileen. Yeah, because to start with a center and you're still teaching in your lab
Requires a lot of time.
requires a lot of time. So the HR saw my time in and time out. I will leave the university at 8 o'clock in the evening. I arrive before 8 o'clock in the morning. So you are here. Technically, you are here. He said, you will be full-time. She said, so, and then I became full-time just to do the project. So we established the CV, the Center of Excellence for Women Entrepreneurship.
And this was at the Royal
At Royal University. And it also helped a lot because the Higher Education Council, when they did their evaluation, that you need to be balanced for entrepreneurship and employability. So when they gave us the questionnaires for self-evaluation, we immediately answered already that we have that. It was only a self-evaluation, but we gave a report that we are already doing it for 3 years.
So you have all that record built up.
Yeah,
That's amazing. I really love how you took the initiative once again.
yes.
And tell me, how did this help you start EagleMind Consultancy?
Okay.
And what are some of the projects that you are most proud of it?
Yeah. So while I'm doing my teaching, actually, in 2006, I partnered with my co-professors, the founding professors of AMA. We partnered to open our own business, consultancy, because we give consultancy to start the university or schools,
Okay.
curriculum development, preparing the programs, all of that. So when they left during pandemic, we still have some clients. So I opened my own and I termed it EagleMind Consultancies. Actually, I have a lot of the name that I gave to the ministry, but the ministry did not approve some, and then they approved the word EagleMind.
EagleMind. I was sure you have an eagle mind and an eagle eye to see everything.
Exactly. And the way I reared the entrepreneur, I really encourage them to be really independent. Initiative is very important and do their own way. Okay? Get out of their cocoon and try to find out what else they can do. So with that, I opened EagleMind Consultancies, which has 3 services: the business consultancy, the marketing and promotion, and the other education. In that other education, I do a workshop and seminars for entrepreneurship, innovation, and I called it EagleMind Sustainable Studies, which is aligned with SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. That in that sense, I give them the teaching that can be sustainable for their economic needs and at the same time for their career growth, which is sustainable thing. I have a course which is Introduction to Innovation and Entrepreneurship.
Okay.
I have also the ideation and goal setting. And the new thing now, which is, I told you, Miss Susie, that it changed my perspective as I already retired as a retiree, but they said we don't use the word retire, but we use the word redirected.
Redirected.
Yeah. So those who are retirees, we call ourselves redirected. Okay.
I like that term.
So now what I'm doing is one of my associates, they asked me, Dr. Eileen, can you provide us a certificate for teaching assistantship?
Teaching assistant.
Yeah, because it's a new trend now that all schools, they need a teacher assistants, but they found out that most of the teacher assistants are not in line with education.
And you are filling that gap between what's needed in schools,
Yes.
along with building the skills of potential applicants or current employees to develop more skills.
That's exactly.
And who is this open to? Is this open to
everyone?
Everyone.
At the moment, we are on the stage of initiating the first module of teaching assistant. And then when one or two of my students, initially they were only 10. And then because of the word of mouth, they become almost 50. So I divided them into 3 because I really wanted to focus with them. Because before I did that I called a focus group for this 10 students. I interview them. I did some research about what they need. And also I do my benchmark and prepared my curriculum development for this course. So I did what I'm doing in the university for curriculum development for my own course now.
So you're bringing all your experience, expertise, and knowledge to the new curriculum that you are building to help our community.
Yeah.
And how can they reach out for anyone that's interested into signing up? How can they reach out to you?
Yes, we have an Instagram, which is EagleMind Consultancies, WLL. We have an Instagram on that. We have also a Facebook. And also you can call me and because before you're going to register, I have to interview you because I need to know your passion, because you need to align with the sustainable development education. I want that they will not only take the course for the sake of certification or for the sake of finishing the module 1, module 2, and module 3. No, but I want them, because most of my students, they stop their college in the middle of their college. They are Filipinos. They came to Bahrain and work. So they stopped in their college. I found out that most of them, they are working in the cleaning industry as a caregiver or as a teacher assistant. But I told them, I can help you because I need to go back to Philippines and talk with the Ministry of Education how we can help this Filipino to finish their course while they are in Bahrain. So now they're second year, maybe because of the help of the universities, the autonomous university in Philippines to support that, because our government has a mandate. They call it TNE, which is transnational education. That the autonomous university in Philippines, they can come to different countries and provide their services, the education services to the Filipinos. That they can register, enrolled in their university and the country of where they're working, they can have it as their classroom.
Oh, what a wonderful opportunity.
Yes, that's a good opportunity. And the tuition fee will be the same as tuition fee in Philippines.
How amazing. So for everyone that's interested in gaining new skills and to further their education, please contact Dr. Ilene. We'll make sure we provide all that information, social media, on our podcast. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Dr. Ilene, I know you wear so many hats. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to bring you for part 2, maybe part 3. Because right now we are just covering little areas, but I know you have a lot of experience and knowledge behind you, and I'm sure our community will benefit greatly from all your expertise. However, right now I would like you to share with us about the Filipino Business Council.
That's again amazing. Actually, in all my retirement plan, I wanted to really reach out for my community, because I mentioned to you when I was in the university, AMA University, UOB, and Royal University for Women, I focus with Bahrainis. I focus with that to help them to start up. I can hear that from the testimonials of other mentees that I have. Then I felt so guilty that I was not able to reach out much for my community, the Filipino. Then I initiated again and talked to the consul, to the ambassador, for the previous ambassador. I was talking about the developing of the business council. We did that before. It's a Philippine Business Council, but I left because of some other reason. And then I wanted to pursue it with really a good outcome that I can mention, which I would like you, Miss Lucy, to go through with that. And that will be the closing our loop of your objective and also your advocacy in the Filipino community. And we will involve other nationalities as well. So I'm one of the founding members of the Filipino Business Council. So for 3 months or 4 months, we develop first the Constitution and bylaws. We will not open in the community unless we finalize the Constitution and bylaws. So after that, then we started in our humble way that we have our oath-taking last November 30, 2023, and we will be 1 year now. On November 30, we will be inviting you. And what we have done already is that we have almost 25 entrepreneurs who are having their own CR. The name of the Filipino is within the CR, within the commercial registration. They are the legit and the legal owner of the business.
What an amazing opportunity for the Filipino community. Please make sure to reach out to Dr. Ilene. And as she mentioned, she's also promoting any other community to come, join, inquire, learn new skills, and take advantage of opportunities like this.
Yes.
From people like you.
The membership is free. Okay. They told me, why, Dr. Ilene, why is it free? Because why do we need to have a membership? We will be indebted to them if we get a membership fee. So what if we need some fund? Then we are all business people. We can sponsor for the event. Okay. So why do we need the fund? So then eventually, as we go through and we can amend the bylaws, that we can have a revenue generating for that. Another very important, Miss Susie, is that we are already in the process of having our license. We already have discussed with the Ministry of Social Affairs. We applied in the Ministry of Commerce, and they directed us to the Ministry of Social Affairs. So before our first year anniversary, which we will be inviting you as well, we hopefully that we will have our license already as the Filipino Business Council in Bahrain, that will help our entrepreneurs, Filipino entrepreneurs who are already in the entrepreneurial experience, and also those who are budding entrepreneurs, which we call them as an industry specific. Those who are working in a higher level of position in their offices, in their company, you are all welcome. And also those who are doing their own home-based business, you are welcome for mentorship.
Everyone is welcome here. Dr. Ilene, it's the one who I'm sure to get to where you are when it comes in regards of the licensing, certifications, and permit. There's a lot of work behind it, right? And Dr. Ilene is putting her time, her expertise, and knowledge behind it, so she's able to provide this opportunity to our community, which I'm very grateful, because it's all about moving forward together, right? And I like how you are embracing not just the Filipino community, but other communities as well. And we all are able to benefit from this. So
that will be, the mentorship will be every Wednesday at 4 to 7 o'clock. I can accommodate 2 entrepreneurs for mentorship, starting from ideation and even business planning and the whole thing of your business for free.
Amazing. And for free and mentorship. So we're very grateful for this opportunity, and I'll make sure I put Dr. Ilene contact information for anyone that is looking forward to take advantage of this amazing opportunity. Dr. Ilene, once again, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your experience, your expertise, and you are definitely a woman of action, and we are lucky to have you here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure and it's my honor, and as what I will be expecting, Miss Susie, which I am really amazed with your initiative. As I told her that she is a young version of Eileen. I hope you will accept that, because I see myself on her but without
It's an honor. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll have a next episode.
Yes, please stay tuned for part 2, and we'll keep you updated with all these amazing opportunities that Dr. Ilene is bringing to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.